All right, Kim, so tell me about what you're doing here today and why you think this is an important thing for others to do.
Well, we're here today to help people understand that anybody can start a protest. It doesn't take 3 people like the 3 of us, even though there's 3 of us today. You could do it by yourself. I've come out here plenty of times with a pack full of pamphlets about puppy mills. I've come out with a couple of signs, a chair. I bring my hat every time. I wear sunscreen, glasses. I mean, those are just the basics. But if you really want to get started with a protest in your area, you should pick a pet store. You need to go into the pet store. You need to look on the cage to see if there's any breeder information. If there isn't breeder information, that alone is a big red flag. That's a problem. It's the law. They got to have breeder information on that cage. A lot of the times, though, that breeder information is not correct. So what you should do, you should write it down, make sure that you get it correctly, and then go to bannedpuppymills.com or lcanimal.org, give it to us, we'll check it out for you. And then we can maybe trace back to the puppy mill that it's at, if it's accurate information. If it isn't, then they're committing fraud. They're fraudulently putting up information to mislead their customers. So that may be a great store to go ahead and start protesting.
Got it. And should potential protesters ask any questions to the people that work at this puppy store?
At first I wouldn't. I would go in there very anonymously. I would go in there and collect as much information as you can before they realize that you're somebody that may want to protest, because they're not going to be nice to you when they realize that you want to protest. A lot of times these stores have high school students working there that really don't have the kind of information that you need. So you want to ask for a manager when you get to the point that you're ready to get some information and really start targeting them.
So what percentage of these pet stores has puppy mill dogs? I mean,
99% of the dogs sold in pet shops, and this is completely from Wayne Pacelli, the president of the Humane Society, 99%, he says, are from puppy mills. He said it on the Oprah Winfrey Show back in April. He said it again and again. And from what we're seeing with all the investigations that Last Chance for Animals has been doing, he's right.
Do you think more and more people are going to rescues as opposed to these stores?
I think that we're opening people's eyes now. They know that 30% of the dogs that are in the shelter system are purebred dogs. A lot of them are owner surrendered and get killed that night. They need help. The shelter system is overwhelmed. Not only do rescue organizations like the Brittany Foundation, Best Friends Animal Society, Kinder Rescue, there's so many of them that go out there and breed specifically, pick dogs like Yorkies, Pekingese, and just rescue those dogs. We need help because the shelter system has those same purebred dogs overflowing and being put to sleep. 565 dogs a minute are put to sleep in America with our tax dollars.
So how can one person start doing something about this?
Well, you can do what Shar did. You can make a sign and you can pick a store and you can just show up there and promote adoption or promote being compassionate over being trendy. I mean, it doesn't have to be puppy mills. We're out here for puppy mills because we know Pets of Bel Air sells puppy mill dogs. That's why we're here. We know that Britney Spears bought a dog here. We know that Paris Hilton bought a dog here. We know that Demi Moore bought 2 dogs here. And you know what? We're just trying to say, look, come on guys, let's be compassionate. But don't support them. Don't buy anything there until they go humane.
And you guys just look like regular women on the street who would be walking into one of these pet stores, but instead you're outside protesting.
Well, you know what? We are regular women and we'd love to be shopping right now, but we put our shopping bags down and we picked up these signs because we can relate to a lot of these customers here because we're just like them. Before we knew what was going on, I may have walked in there and you know, tickled the little puppy and kissed the little puppy. But I would never do that now because I know where that mother of that puppy lives. I know how she lives her entire life in a metal cage only to bear more and more puppies so that these guys can live in a nice house and drive their Lamborghinis.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Just thank you for asking.
Thank you. You guys get involved in this?
You know, that's a good question. Somebody somewhere emailed me, and I think it probably in the very beginning started out with PETA. I think that was the first list that I got on. Once you show up at a protest, you meet so many other activists and start networking. Everybody gets your email address, and the next thing you know, there's something going on every day of the week, you know. So, yeah, we've we've connected with other people, and through websites like crueltyfree.com, we've connected with other activists that way. So yeah, we're invited to lots of protests.
Yes. Got it. So for people who are not in this area, how would they go about starting something like this? I mean, could they do it by themselves? Would they need more than one person? How would they, build the signs? How do they start this?
Well, you really can do it by yourself, but there's strength in numbers, and it's always more fun if you have somebody with you. Especially if there are times not everybody is going to give you the thumbs up and be really positive. Sometimes there are people who feel guilty because they're not doing anything, or they've made the mistake of buying a puppy from a store that gets their dogs from puppy mills. People that feel guilty and want to take it out on you. Bitter, ugly people, okay? So, you're going to run into some of those, and that's difficult if you're by yourself.
Yeah.
It can be discouraging. So, like I said, there's strength in numbers, so we support each other. So, yeah, you can do it by yourself. All you need is some pamphlets, maybe a sign. This one I made myself.
Exciting because we get a lot of people coming through and giving us a thumbs up and saying thank you for being here. I mean, just getting that thank you that we're here, because sometimes you go to protests and you're not appreciated and everybody hates why you're there, but here there are a lot of positive people.
Oprah's done like a whole segment about it, and so has many other places. They've done news segments on it.
So we're begging customers, don't support them in any way until they quit selling. Thank you. I understand. We need to teach children what really happens with those puppies.
And so for parents who have children and then they want to have puppies, where can they get them from?